Greetings, greetings, greetings. How y'all doing today? Listen, have y'all ever asked yourself why I am so afraid or why they put so many things on TV that make me afraid? Why did my parents tell me don't do this because this gonna happen, this gonna do this and that? Fear. Fear is one of the most dangerous, one of the most destructive and dangerous emotions that we can carry. Today, I want y'all to know when the Bible said that God didn't give us the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Even though it's twisted a little bit, it's on point. You weren't born in fear. There's no fear in love. And what we have to recognize and realize that emotion is accumulated over time. And what happens is the people who want to control your mind and your body and your soul is targeting a specific place in your brain. And this thing is dangerous. It's dangerous. We got to learn how to recognize what is controlling us. And fear is a controlling mechanism. And when they apply it, or anyone apply it, it is destructive to your well-being. I'm telling you from facts. We're going to go deep. I'm talking about we going deeper than the Atlantic today. We got to go deep. When you watch this video, you're going to want to share this to people because the simple fact is every human being have experienced this. And what we need to realize that it's designed to put us in this position. And the technique is ridiculous, but it's marvelous the way they understand us and we don't understand our own self. And that's the problem. Because if you understood this, after this lecture, what you hear today, and you don't apply this to your life, it's off my shoulder. Because the simple fact is, this is how you're going to recognize and start paying attention to what information, what you're watching, what you're doing enters into your divine realm. You are divine by nature. And I'm telling you, a destructive force is always trying to penetrate into your divine realm. I'm telling you. Let's go. We finna rock. We finna go deeper than the Atlantic today. Listen, the topic is fear. You weren't born with fear. You didn't have no fear when you came on this planet. Fear, a painful emotion. It's an emotion. And then it's the base emotion. It started progressing with other attributes that it's throwing out. And the universe recognizes it. Why? Because you weren't born with fear, and the universe have no respectable person. So when the fear frequency comes to the universe, this is what happened. Just walk with me. Fear, a painful emotion marked by alert, dread, disquiet. Fear is one of the most subtle and destructive, listen, subtle and destructive errors. It's an error in your consciousness, in your thinking. It's you weren't born with it. Everything you was born with is right and exact. When you see errors in the data banks in your mind, you weren't born with it. It's an error. So what is an error? Well, it's a parasite, ignorance. It's a parasite. Destructive errors that the carnal mind, they talking about the flesh. When they talking about the outside, the mind of this earthly landscape. It's a carnal mindset. And it's an error in the carnal mindset. That's why you get sick. That's why you leave this place early. All of this is error. We was built to last. Like James Brown say, I might be a thin piece of leather, but I'm well put together. Check. Carnal mind in man experience. Let me read it again. And it destructive error that the carnal mind in man experience. Fear is a paralyzing. This thing is it paralyzes you to the point where all your momentum within, I'm talking about within, it'll start killing every desire and every passion of good that you have. It paralyzes you. It puts you on the front porch when you should be out there playing with the big dogs. It'll paralyze you of a mental action. Listen, when fear come up, just think about how fast you hit your brakes. When you think you finna run into another car. How fast your body responds to fear. Now the car could be down the road a little bit and you ain't even finna hit it, but you alertness, you hit the brakes. Okay? And when that happens, the signal in your body go all the way to the amygdala. It go all the way to that. And when the amygdala, and it goes all the way to the center of your brain. And when that happens, your whole body shifts. It shifts from your natural state. You got to remember that the God force is all around us, and it does not like fear. So if you walking around here listening to, oh, if you don't do this, you're gonna die. If you eat this, you're gonna feel good. All of these things is putting you in fear, in the fear in your mind. It's weakness, both mind and body. It makes the body and the mind weak. Fear throws dust in our eyes and hides the mighty spiritual force that are always with us. Blessed are those who deny ignorance and fear and affirm the presence and the power of spirit. Now, when we dealing with spirit, we're dealing with energy. We're dealing with energy. They use the word feel, but we're going to use the word energy because we energy based, electromagnetic, and it's all around us. That's why Nikola Tesla said that, listen, we can get free energy out of the etheric realm that is around us. It's so much energy and so much power around us, and it recognizes every emotion that kicks out, every emotion. And what we got to realize, in order to rise our frequency, our vibration, we got to change our emotions. And fear is one of the elements that will stop you from seeing your true self, your true reality, and your true connection to the universe. That's why we got to get rid of it. Tupac said, fear no man. Even the Bible say, fear no man, fear nothing. You weren't born with that. You living in a false reality because it's a false emotion that you accumulated out of ignorance, out of error of man doing. This is not God doing. God gave you the power to have courage. Once you understand that, then you'll understand that you ain't got nothing to be afraid of. You can't, listen, you ain't even got to be afraid of death. All that stuff is illusion to trigger you. You think because you don't know yourself that, oh, everybody got fear. No, everybody ain't got fear. A lot of people got eliminated once they learn the truth about themselves and about the connection to the divine universe all around us. Once they got the truth, they eliminated that fear. That fear want to lead you down the wrong path. I call it a whisper. I call it a whisper. Just like that still voice inside that speaks to you and say, talk about this or do that. It's a voice in your head. You better not do that. If you do that, this is what's going to happen. Or they show you an image of something that might occur. And if you feed on it and you walk in that ignorance, you're going to get into a situation that you don't want to be in. And that is the problem. Knowing thyself is the most valuable thing on this planet. Or one of the most valuable things. Because the valuable thing is you. You are divine in nature. So they don't give you a false nature that you leading down the trail, the bunny trail, on when you shouldn't even be down there. You should be on some gangster stuff. You should be bold and courageous, standing up in your rightful place. Ain't no fear in this universe. One of the strongest emotions is courage. We're going to get to that. Fear, it harms your whole body. Your whole body. It targets your brain. It goes straight to your lymph nodes, your frontal lobe, your cortex. It goes all the way to the brain. Why? Because the nervous system has it beginning in your brain and it runs all the way through your body. That's what fear attacks. And that's why you got to eliminate being afraid. You got to eliminate it, eradicate it. You the only one can do it. But I'm going to tell you how to do it. But you got to eliminate it. That's why you got to understand what is taking place within you so you can have peace. For you can have peace. This quiet is the quietness that you seeking on the inside. Fear is making a whole lot of noise on the inside. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. And if you be truthful to yourself when you analyze yourself, you'll know that your brain ain't never stopping. It's just going like this right here. Don't do this, do that. But then did it because you're not in control no more because you don't gave it over to the fear. And when the fear enters, it affects your whole body. Anxiety. You don't even know if it's gonna happen. You afraid it's 2 weeks away, but you afraid right now. So all this time, you for 2 weeks, you going through all this right here. All of that. Your mind started rolling like this right here. Because you're so far out there. Anxiety, anxious. That's what feels. Because you're afraid she gonna say no when I ask her to marry me. Or you afraid I'm not gonna get the job because I applied 2 months ago. Or you afraid I ain't gonna get the house because I wasn't quite ready yet. Whatever you going through, don't be afraid. Have courage. And know that everything happens in your life is for your good to reach your desired reality. Have courage. Fear is a deadly thing. And that's why in this spectrum or world, they always shooting fear at the common folk. You better go to church. You better go mosque. You better do this. They doing this over there. Always shooting fear darts at the common folks. They manipulating you because your guard is down. The way you bring the guard down, you got to first bind the man. You got to bind the man up in order to take his goods. Well, how you bind them, the Virgo? You tell them that they was born with fear. They supposed to be afraid. They supposed to walk on this earth with fear in them. And you keep targeting. You keep punching that fear in them until they like this. And then what you done did, you can't see the beauty around you. You can't feel the presence of the divine one. You don't know to call on divine mind to help you change your frequency. You don't know that because you're running in fear. Every decision you make in fear, it crash and burn. Boom. Everything you do in fear, crash and burn. And you know it, and I know it. When you do a spiritual evaluation on yourself, or energy evaluation on yourself, put it in the comments and let me know if I'm on point or my frequency off. Now you tell me about it. Well, if you're going to be truthful about it to yourself, I need you to be truthful to yourself that this thing is occurring in you so you can get rid of it. I can't help you, or no one can help you if you don't first say, I got a problem. I see what you talking about. These things popping off in my head, and guess what? Popping off. Everything is popping off in the majority of people's head. Something to make them afraid. Something that they're afraid of. Something that they gotta face and they don't want to face it. And it's causing them anxiety. And it's making all the peace, the tranquility that you need within you to manifest divine heaven on this earth. It is making so much noise inside. Sound like the little drummer boy. Oh my God. Yeah, been there. Fear. Let me tell you how to overcome. Now, y'all listen closely. I'm gonna tell you something. When the Bible say the peace, listen, the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your heart and mind. The peace. That's what you aiming for. You cannot. The next step to enlightenment is, before enlightenment, is peace. If you ain't got no peace in him and all it is, you could forget it. And the information that you putting in, if you're not digesting it right, and it's causing you to have them little shakes, you in the wrong information field. Change your information. Because you was born to be brave, to be the God, to be in your rightful divine super place. You're the most important thing on the planet. But let go. How to overcome fear. Fear is cast out by perfect, listen, perfect love. It's cast out by perfect love. Now, what is perfect? What would you consider perfect? Wholeness, nothingness. Empty all of these things that causes fear to reoccur in your life. So you can be, do, have what you want. So you can have your health and be healthy spiritually, mentally, and in your soul. So you can stand up with your heart full of courage. You got to learn how to take off. Just like Erica Badu say, bag lady, boy, inside you told about 50 bags of fear that you need to release and let go. It don't serve you. It's serving the people that putting the fear in you. Perfect love. You listen, by divine right, you can ask for perfect love, divine love. Divine mama, pour down in me divine love. Just sit there. Just chill. Because just then you just in a peace. You just went straight into peace. When you put your hands together, your magnetic force just merged with the electric force. And you just became neutral into peace. And when you in peace, ask of anything. And the answer is yes. This is what we need to be operating in. Divine, perfect love. To know divine love is to be selfless. You can't be hating and in odds with people, jealousy, envy, and all this stuff. You got to see everybody as one unit rocking down here together, no matter what level of frequency they own. And give yourself what it said. For God loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. I know it's an allegory, but I got to use that. But giving, being selflessness, helping other people, loving other people. See people as your mirror. See people as you would like to see yourself. That's your divine right. These are the ways to get over and eliminate fear. Let's rock. What we get? Okay. Selfless. And to be selfishless. To be without fear. To be without fear. The God consciousness person. Listen. Now this is for the awakening people. People that is already awoke. You can't be selfish with your information. You can't be selfish with your time. You can't be selfish because everybody that we know is wicked on this planet. The sun shine on their butt too. The righteous get the sun shined on them too. I wish that none perish. It's some people that's living in a wrong mindset, the ignorant mindset, the parasite done took over their mind, that we can bring them back through our divine frequency. The God consciousness, God conscious person is filled with quickening, listen, quickening and confidence. Well, what they mean quickening? When you get to a certain frequency, it's a quickening in your spirit. And that quietness gonna enter in. It's gonna enter in. And when you find yourself, I find it all the time when I meditate. Oh my God. That's one of the best places to find that quietness. Boy, look here. You can walk in so much courage. I'm talking about when you dream at night, you'll be the baddest thing, and you'll be a gangster in your dreams. When you find that peace, can't nothing bother you. Fear of God. Now, this is to the Christians and to the Muslims, to the Jewish community, to the Hebrew Israelites, to the Kemetic people, to all the religions in the world. I need y'all to hear this right here and hear it with a clear voice. I mean, clear ears. I need y'all to hear this. But before I say that, I need to say this. One of my close friends, she said, listen, fear affects your hearing. Fear, hear, ear, it affects you. You cannot comprehend when you're afraid. You paralyzed. That's what it's telling you. So paralyzed, you can't even move because you scared. If I do it this way, anyway, now I can't. You stuck. You stuck like Chuck. It paralyzes you. You can't even hear somebody be talking to you. You so full of fear, you can't even hear what they saying. Listen, get out the way. You finna get hit. Get out the way. You stuck like I don't know which way to go. That's what it do. Fear of God. I need y'all to hear this. Only fear Jehovah. All right. Now, y'all know that I showed you that Jehovah means male and female divine principle, masculine and feminine, positive and negative charge, oneness. Now, that's what I teach. When you see words like that, I got to explain that because people will take it literally. This ain't literally, okay? Jehovah, and serve him in truth with all your heart. Listen what it's saying. Only fear Jehovah and serve him with all your heart. Okay? In this scripture passage, the word fear, because we're going to do it. The word fear is used with Webster meaning. Okay? Ah. 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 Oh, the universe did that? Oh. Oh my God, you did that? Oh. You accomplished that? Oh. This is what I did. Oh. Ah is flipped. Fear is flipped in these scriptures, in the whole entire Bible. When you hear the word fear God, fear this and fear that, they ain't talking about the fear of conscious or emotion. They talking about the flip side of fear, which is being in awesome, of awe of something, being reverence of something that is so dynamic that it makes you say, oh my God, that is awesome. That is so wonderful. That's what they talking about. God, you so dynamically awesome. Oh my word, this is awesome. That's where the word awesome come from. Oh, let me go back because I've been playing. In this scripture passage, the word fear is used with Webster. This is what Webster's saying. Meaning, all profound reverence, especially for the supreme being. God don't want you to fear. You weren't born with fear. So why would God want you to fear him? God wants you to see the magnetic power and be at awe. Life supposed to overwhelm you with goodness. But when you have fear, boy, y'all better hear the Virgo today. When you have fear, you're going to get punished. When I told you it progressed. Fear, then anxiety, and then the universe started looking. Oh, you got all this anxiety. Well, let me give you some more. Then the universe started punishing you with this anxiety. Now you was like this. Now you like this. Ain't nothing working out. Ain't nothing happening. Now every time some turn around, you in afraid because you don't have the divine love in you. I need y'all to get this. You got the divine love, but you won't activate it. When you activate it and stop fearing what they talking about outside of you and create your own reality in your own universe, YOU, your own universe. That's who you are. You create whatever you desire. Money, clothes, cars, wealth, whatever, however you live. Good health, happiness, success to success. You created that. If you change the inside, you'll change the outside. Fear stops you, paralyzes you from being successful. And it'll stop you from using your divine right and gifts. It say be at awe at the supreme being, the energy, the entity that is around us that love us, the divine mother and father. That's what you got to do. Now, let's go. Now, we know that fear, okay, attacks the brain. Amygdala. It attacks that. Amygdala. It attacks that. That is part of your cortex, your frontal cortex, inside the center of your brain. It attacks that. That's what a fear attacks. And that is attached to your nervous system. Now, let's deal with courage. Because when you're dealing with courage, this is your birthright. This is what you came here with. You think God's scared of anything? You think it's fear in God? Then you misinformed. Ain't no fear in God. And he don't want nobody to be afraid of him or it. Because it's it. It ain't no. Listen, courage. A spiritual quality. God is spirit. God gave you a spiritual quality that enables one to remain paused. Now, when I say paused, meaning not as like pause button, no, keep your cool about yourself. When you chill, all hell can be breaking loose, but you chilling because you ain't scared. You ain't afraid because you confident that the universe around you that is going through you, let's get to that, going through you is with you to protect you and guide you and help you through anything. Divine love. You pause and you center. You center. You got the peace. That's what's happening. It don't affect me. Not in my universe. It might be happening to you because you believe in it. You believe in the lie, the ignorance. I don't believe that. That ain't in me. I believe what God told me. God said, I'm the divine soul. I'm the divine eternal experience, impression that he sent him. That I volunteered to come through my mother and father to enter into this arena to give my soul a experience. But once I grew up, I don't think like no child no more. Now I walk in my divine right. Centered in God. Because I told you we move and have our being in God. Amidst great difficulties and dangers, the realization that the Almighty God of the universe is a spiritual presence. I ain't talking about past and I ain't talking about the future. I'm talking about presence right here in me right now, where I'm at, everywhere I go, God there. If I go here, he there. If I move this way, there. Confident. Whatever I need is going to be there eventually. Because God everywhere. I ain't got to be afraid of nothing. Which is constantly striving to express and through us, feel us, with new courage. Listen, new courage. Because you go through situations every step you take. Just look at all the situations you go through the day. You get up in the morning, you got confident while you in the house. You ain't worried about nobody messing with you in the house. When you go out the door, you're going through situations. You got to have courage to get in your car and go to the store. Then you go to the store, you get your little coffee, and then you go to the job. You got to have courage to work in the factory or drive a truck or be a lawyer or be a doctor. You got to have courage to do these things. It take God presence for us to accomplish any and everything, but we so dumbed down that we can't see God with us. Always been him. Ain't never left us. We shifted our mind to the ignorance. The parasite had sucked the life out. Oh my God. It's sucking the life out of the truth. And we got sucked into that parasite. And now we detaching from that parasite and telling the parasite, listen, no more blood, no more ignorance. Divine truth is right here. And this is what we rocking in. Yo, let me get down. All right. Spiritual presence, which is constantly striving to express in and through us, filling us with new courage and a fearlessness that is beyond description. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Now that's where listen, your heart is the emotional center. That's your emotional center. That's where every emotion you kick out come from them. That's why it's telling you to fill your heart with divine love. So we won't have no mistakes when the frequency hit into the big universe. We ain't got no mistakes. You know, you were feeling pride and good and love and happiness about that situation. And when you shot it out there to the universe, that situation came about. But when you was laying on the bed crying and no, nobody love me, this ain't good, all of that right there, then nobody come around. Situation plundered. You get punished for being in fear. You get you get punished for being in fear. Oh my God. Let go. Let me show you why it's always telling you to guard your heart. Listen, I got to get out of here. But you got to know your anatomy physically and emotionally and spiritually and celestially. Because if you don't know this stuff, you're gonna be trapped in this chaos when you ain't got to be. Listen, courage. Now, this etymology, courage, 13th century. This is how they use it. Courage, heart. Heart. The heart got courage in it. Yeah, that's where your true stuff at. That's what the eternal stuff at. The parasite don't came in and pushed over all the eternal stuff and made you think that fear is born in you. Child, please, y'all better wake up as the seat of your emotions. Listen, courage, heart, it as the seat of emotions. Courage, heart as the seat of emotions. Courage, heart, as the seat of emotions. Hence, spirit, temperament, state of your frame of mind. State of your frame of mind. That's why they don't want you to have courage and they want to keep you in fear. Courage comes from the heart. Divine love comes from the heart. And once you walking in divine courage, divine love, you can move mountains. When they telling you to be in fear, that's when you are weak. State or frame of mind. 13th century. I can go on, but I need to stop right there. Check it for yourself. Courage, etymology. Courage is what you born with. Before you chose your mom and daddy, you were somewhere where it wasn't no fear up there. Ain't no fear in the divine realm where you came from. You were from day one. When you broke off from the source and say, I'm going to enter into the earthly realm through my parents, you were full of courage. Now, I hate to say this, but I got to say it. The tribe that you came through helped you develop your fear. Oh, my God. Listen, it's okay. The Virgo here to say today. The Virgo, the spiritual gangster here today. I'm here to tell you, love, forgive, and move on and call back on your divine love. And when you call back on your divine love, game over. Downloads. Heart. Innermost feeling in your heart. Why you think they took magnesium out of the food? Why you think they took all of the good minerals out of the food that help the heart? Magnesium help the heart. When you eat food that got magnesium, it go directly to the heart. When your heart pumping right, all your emotions is intact. Fear triggers, makes you weak. That emotion brings you far down. And then you get anxious, and then the universe start punishing you. Because you sending out the wrong signal. Because you're afraid of that gonna happen. I'm afraid I'm gonna die tomorrow. I'm afraid to go to this country. I'm afraid to eat that. I'm afraid to love them. I'm afraid to be by myself. I'm afraid to spend this money. I'm afraid to help them. Boy, y'all, listen, all of that, the universe saying, when you could have courage, oh boy, I can give you that. I love you. I can feed that. I can eat that. Oh, I can go over there. Everything start popping. Your desired reality to be healthy, happy, to have joy, to have love, success, and prosperity. That's your divine right. You missing it because you in fear. Fear attacks the mind. Then listen, the heart is connected to the brain by the vagus nervous system. So that's why they skip the heart and go straight to the mind in order to send the nerve back down to through the nervous system. Your nervous system go all the way through your body. Now you're a weak vessel. Check. Oh my God. I love y'all. I love y'all. I got one more I'm gonna say. I got to go. Yeah. Okay. I Mag Dollar. I can't pronounce it like I want to. But anyway, it comes from Latin, from Greek. It's dealing with your cerebral hemispheres or the vortex, considered part of the limbic system. Your whole system is tampered with when the emotion of fear occurs by anxiety. Then you get punished. Then guess what happens? A withdrawal. You get in depression. Man, this thing is deep, man. See, they don't want to explain. Oh my God. Your true nature is courage. I wrap this around your neck and put it in your heart. Your divine nature, your true nature. Ain't no fear in heaven, in the universe. So how would God give you some fear and he ain't got none of that? You only can get what you already got. God ain't got no fear. That's ignorance in this earthly place. With that being said, I got to bounce. One love. Know thyself. Love thyself. And be true to thyself. Peace out.